It is Tuesday, November the 12th, and we are seeing in the futures markets this morning, the Dow is in the green. It was in the red earlier this morning, but as we get closer to trading with about 30 minutes out, we can see the S&P 500 is off very slightly. It's only down 1.5, and then the NASDAQ is off 1.75, and I'm not even talking percents. I'm just talking the points. So very minimal. Looks like we may have a continuation of the Trump trade today. If we take a look at what the narrative is in the market, most of the discussion right now, because we're kind of light on earnings, we're light on economic data, it's all around what President-elect Trump is doing in terms of putting people into key positions within his administration. So that's where we are there. We also have an article about Honeywell and how one of the big activist investors, Elliott, has about a 5% stake in that now, and that's one of the biggest stakes in history for that organization. So we're looking to see if there's a potential for a breakup in there. Honeywell, not a stock that we follow, but one of the largest U.S. conglomerates out of the Carolinas. So if we take a look at where we are today in the Yahoo Finance app, you'll notice that the VIX is down in the 15s, which it has been now for a couple of days. The NASDAQ is positive, but again, not a ton. It was down earlier. It's come back. But crude oil is up today. It's not up a significant amount, but it's making a bit of a comeback. It's getting closer to 69. It's at 68.72. So that should lift oil stocks. And I think, again, talked about this over the last couple of days with the new Trump administration and Trump's interest in drill. I do think that we're going to see an uptick in crude and crude oil stocks going forward. But if we scroll through the list of the stocks that we follow, starting with health and retail, we can see that Costco had a bit of an off day after some great days previously yesterday. It's up slightly. Lulu had a great day yesterday, so this stock's making a bit of a comeback here. So that'll be an interesting one to continue to watch. And I think going into the holiday season with Thanksgiving and Christmas, I think we are going to see an uptick in Lulu. So that might be one, if you're interested in retail, that might be one to have a look at and keep an eye on. Walmart's up at 84. I think it's a little rich up in the 84 level myself. I mean, I love the company. I think it's got great fundamentals financially and otherwise. But I think that we could see just generally a pullback in the market as we head into the U.S. Thanksgiving time period. And then you've got your healthcare stocks, and they're up and down. Not a lot going on there right now. Talked yesterday about Humana. It took a bit of a dip yesterday because of the news from Cigna that they don't feel that there's an acquisition in the near future of Humana. We get down into oil, and you can see that most oil is green. If it's red in a very small amount. Chevron down 2 cents, Exxon off 5 cents. So it looks like we might be in for an oil recovery today in some of these. But again, it could all depend on what crude does, and there's nothing to say that crude couldn't turn and go into the red later today. We also have earnings out from Occidental Petroleum today, so we'll be watching out for those to see what those look like. And then shortly after, in the next couple of days, we've got Helmerich and Payne reporting as well. Getting down into tech, it looks like NVIDIA, I'm not going to say it's been beaten up, but it's had a couple of down days, and it looks like NVIDIA is going to make a bit of a comeback today. The interesting thing about that is the other semis are, for the most part, in the red. So you look at Micron, you scroll down, and you take a look at ARM. ARM is in the red. It was in the red yesterday. onsemi was in the red yesterday. Now, it is in the green in the pre-market. AMD in the green, but only 6 cents. Qualcomm was off yesterday. It's down again today. Lam Research was off yesterday. It's even in the pre-market. And then scrolling down further, really to the bottom, TSM. TSM was off pretty significantly yesterday. I bought into some TSM yesterday in the 192s and then sold it as it hit 194. Looking to buy back into that today, and it's off $2 in the pre-market. So I might look at an entry point into TSM. I'll watch that for the first 30 minutes of trading and see what it does and whether it stays around 192 if that's where it opens, or whether it dips a little lower. I would expect it may go down into the 189s. And if it went into the 189s, I would definitely be grabbing some TSM because I think within the next couple of days, it will bounce back up into the 200s. Google had a good day yesterday. I exited my Google position yesterday that I got into on Friday at market close. And that was quite profitable. It was up $2, and it looks like it's off slightly. So again, we'll watch that one and see whether it pops back down into the 180s, 179 range, where I would definitely look at picking up some of that again. And then we go down into finance, and finance has been having a pretty good day, although today looks like it could be off to a bit of a red start and a bit of a pullback. Look at SoFi. SoFi was up $1.10 yesterday, up to $14.11. This was a stock that we were talking about in the high $5, low $6 range, where you would have doubled your money in just 3 months if you had taken our advice and followed SoFi. We get down into JP Morgan, and again, these are getting to be a little rich. There's no real actual financial data to support these elevated prices now. So as much as I think it would be great if I were an owner of these, I've sold out of most of my positions in finance at this point, waiting for a bit of a pullback. And I do expect that in the next 2 weeks, before we get to the US Thanksgiving, the short week, I do expect that we'll see a bit of a pullback, maybe 5% or so. And it may not all happen in one day. It may just be a bit of a trickle effect. But then typically the days up to Monday, Tuesday, not necessarily Wednesday because it's a bit of a shortened trading day, but Monday, Tuesday are usually very good, very green, very positive days for the equity markets. And we'll have to see whether that translates again this year. But historically, right before the US Thanksgiving on the Monday, Tuesday, and then exiting on a Tuesday afternoon often leads to some pretty good profits and sets you up for a nice Thanksgiving holiday and weekend. So you can watch some football and have some money in your pocket to do it. So that's where we are today. Good luck with your trades. And if you are enjoying the videos, please hit the like and subscribe button.